Hey guys, Joshua Gundam here, and I thought I would do something different today. Today I'm building. I haven't built this figure before, but I did use Fixfiguration 0000 to build a full armor Gundam version 2. I recently bought Fixfiguration number 15, and it broke on me because it's a beautiful piece of crap. And fortunately, I bought it to build a version 2 MSA. So I'm just going to start building. And you're welcome to watch. And maybe you'll be like, this is boring, and I don't know why I made this video. I don't know. It's gonna do with this. By the way, this guy just came out of the box. New Gundam smell. Gundam MSA have this smell about them. It's just the way it is. I'm going to take these boosters out for the time being so I don't lose them. And this backpack should fit. That part can stay there. Looks like it's going to need a little bit of modification to fit. But it wants to fit. So I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to trim these off very carefully. I have never filmed a video like this before. I don't know how this is going to go in terms of video. I'm going to say plastic pulls. You want to cut really thin. You don't want to gouge it either, which mine is just a little bit gouged. Just a little. I think it came out all right. I'll save that for later. I learned a lot about cutting from my wife. She cut my figures forever. This knife always comes untied or undone. This plastic's soft and takes well to being cut. I gouged that one. See it? I gouged it. Tried not to. It's still not intact, even though it's gouged. Alright. How close a fit is this? Let's see. What can we change here? Don't fall on me, knife. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's changed here yet. I think I need to free up some space in here. But freeing up some space in here might work too. This is actually a flexible plastic tube. I haven't figured out what I'm doing there yet. So I think I'm just going to stick that on there and let it be what it is for the moment. Just doesn't really plug in like the previous one had. The previous one had plugged in to that, and so it helped make it hold. I don't have anything to help it hold this time, so let's ponder that. These are a little too big, and so last time I ended up inserting some plastic in the top part, so it just slid on. I think that's what it's going to take. The head is gray, and gray is a good base coat for apple green fabric dye, so I should be able to make that green. Hopefully it would be a green that matches. I've got spares of the head, actually, from making GMs. So, yeah, I'm going to give that a shot later. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm going to have to put some plastic in there. I used some GPO1 Fulbernian leg foot cover plastic last time. I think I'd want something that's... yeah, I might use the same. I don't have any handy at the moment, though. It's Core Fighter's kind of junk. I mean, it's not junk. I mean, it's beautiful, but I don't need it. The shield's pretty cool. And actually, the shield compared to the MSIA shield is a little bigger. One cool thing about the shields is in a Gundam episode, there's actually a double shield. And you can build a double shield here. At some point, I'm probably going to take the version 1 handle, I think. The version 1 RX-78 shield handle, and super glue it in there because this system is too small for this guy. I think even this arm grabber is too small. So this is a useless part. Set these out of the way since they're not compatible. Same for this Core Fighter. Not compatible. And this arm is broken. 1 hour out of the box, it broke. Really stunk. I think... oops. I think it'd be good to see how this bazooka looks on an MSA. It's a left-handed bazooka, given the aimer reticle. The version 2 MSA actually has better joints functioning with these weapons than the actual base figure. Makes her a huge bazooka. It's actually pretty cool. I like it. I think I'm going to hang on to the bazooka because I think it looks good. I'll just stick that over here. I've already figured out that this ridiculous gun arm can actually fit on this guy. A little hard, heavy for the shoulder, but it's cool nonetheless. And this can fit on reasonably so. It's a little loose when you have it covering the circle, but a little bit before, and it's pretty good. I think I'll just put that on now. There should be a second one floating around. Yeah. Because I have a way to make these shoulders actually work with it. So that's good. Shield I'm going to hang on to for later. Finish taking the armor off this guy. Since I'm not keeping the base figure at all. I'm actually saving up a bunch of fixed figuration parts, leftovers from these types of projects, and it's going to be a while because I'm working on several conversion projects at the moment, some which are harder than others. Like the RX-78 seems to actually translate pretty well. I'm going to stick that arm back on. Oh, did you see that? Little arm joint piece. Dirty little traitor. Can't believe that broke on me. It's so lame. It's really hard to fix that. It's actually really... how does one fix that type of joint? I don't know. It's going to go up here. Out of the way. It's important to note that this antenna is white. It's not gray. It's white. See that? That's kind of interesting. I can keep that head handy for the time being. There's an alternate to this head, and it's sitting here somewhere, unless it fell. I'm just gonna take this Gundam and get him out of the way. So he's just in the way. There's our little Black Death versus GM to test certain things on. Stick that booster in so it doesn't get lost. This thing is huge. It's absolutely, absurdly huge. Now, some of this stuff, it works pretty well with MSA, and some of it's just super huge. What do you guys think of that? Does that look like reasonable or just odd? I think it looks odd. Gonna stick that with the not gonna keep pile. Ball and chain comes with the Gundam version 2, RX-78, standard issue one. And it comes with both types of this ball and chain, actually. I actually like that one version better. Though this is nice and pokey, it's still kind of hard to utilize as a weapon. This chain is actually, I think, smaller. I don't know. It's in the question mark category. Already established that this weapon can fit on there. So I'm just going to keep him set off to the side. Oh, other weapons to test. The Gundam version 2 comes with a beam rifle that's a lot like this, actually. I have it handy. I did here a moment ago. Oh, there it is. See the similarities, differences, etc. I think both are neat. See, they're actually comparable in size. I think it's a safe wager that this weapon will translate well. Yep, pretty well. I wonder, does that mean that this might translate well? Oh, yeah. Look at that. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'm working on making a I've built a plastic injection molding machine, and so I can actually make copies of parts. I'm still in the preliminary stages, like working prototype. Still mastering it, but like I might be able to make copies of this and like mod rifles and other stuff. That'd be super cool. I believe this is the Super Napalm you see the Gundam carrying in episode 1 of Mobile Suit Gundam. Or their missiles. I have never really figured this out. I should know this, but I don't. Do you guys know? Either way, this weapon totally works, and it's going in the keep pile. Next up is this. Man, those little thrusters on the version 2, they just like to get lost. Sometimes I glue them in, especially in the version 2 GMs. Anyways, we look at this guy. His skirt is that big. This big. It correlates pretty well size-wise, actually. Gundam pockets. Side pockets. This is not on a ball joint, though I could probably put a small ball joint in there. It's possible that this could be replaced. Might even be able to be glued to it, albeit I think a joint would work better. This just kind of fits in there. Anyways, that's totally possible. I think the width is functional. Actually, I've cut this down and tried to embed at least a little to get a better glue. Albeit I'd want to do it on this side. So, yeah, I'd have to cut that one down, which I think this is a piece that basically fits over one of these. All right, little thrusters, you win. You're going over there. Sign out. Does this little beam pistol work well with the MSA version 2? Oh, yeah. I've actually tested this before. I had one of these in a random Gundam lot, and yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so that's staying. Foot cover. Give it a shot. Yeah, works pretty good. This little piece right here. I'd say that works well. Actually, so well that I'm just going to go put it on the other one. Oops. That's not the way I wanted that joint to come out. It goes back in though. There we go. My arm. These will need minor mods to make them stay on. Little bits of plastic, thinly shaved, and put into this. That way it gives a little bit better hold. This correlates well to the 0001, or sorry, 0000 fixed figuration, which is the full art, the perfect Gundam. The perfect Gundam, sorry. So having similarities to the perfect Gundam, I thought to myself, you know what? That worked really well. I wish I could show it to you, but as I was mentioning, had evacuated a lot of my Gundam stuff for the forest fire that came through. And it's 100% contained now. And the house probably would have survived, but, you know, you don't want to risk that. Anyways, those fit really well, as they did on the perfect Gundam. Really like that. It looks really nice. This correlates well to this guy, because they're basically the same figure. Or same mobile suit number. I don't know what you want to call that. By the way, this backpack doesn't come off. I thought, hey, that might be an easy way to do that. No. Wow. Okay. These. Over these on the other one. The question is, can they do it here? And the answer is yes. They can. I gotta keep that pressed down so it fits well. This seems to have a similar challenge. Oops. Starting to wonder if this little piece is helping me or working against me. Doesn't matter. Not right now. This is still like the early trial period of customizing, and at other points things might be improved or other stuff. You know, I'm just going to try this. I think the biggest issue is actually going to be with the leg covers. And that's where I'm going to run into some fitting issues. I know some of this stuff is built for a 1/144 scale figure. Some of you would rather put this on a robot Damashi. And, you know, hats off to you. But I love the MSA, so this is what I'm going to do. But hey, feel free to buy and put it on your robot Damashi. I'm sure it'll look amazing. Like I said, these, I've got a mod for. Oh, that's going to get in the way of that right there. It's going to cause some articulation issues. Gonna have to figure that out. It's going to rub. Pretty sure the armor's going to work. Last time, it just fit right on. Yeah, there we go. So you're probably seeing this come together a bit now. Kind of get an idea of how this custom figure is going to look. Gotta get that butt armor on too. Cover your own butt. CYOW. This doesn't really have a way to connect on there. And so I think I'll have to either sculpt some Sculpey or trim this so that this can go down into it well enough. Yeah, those shoulders, they're going to have to be modded. I think I could do that. I'll try it on the GM. There's less on it. Just there we go. I have no idea if anyone's actually still watching this, but here I am building. This doesn't fit, but it could fit with some really simple shaving. And as I said, underneath here, I believe, is another one of these, just like that. And even if not, standard RX-78 version 2 can be dyed a similar color, and I can make these work. This is not a problem. I'm going to accept that I don't want to cut right now because I'm tired. Set those aside. Oh yeah. All these extra hands to the actual figure I do not need. So drop those off. This is the Bazooka Holder. I guess it's just stretchy and the bazooka is supposed to fit in there. Sorry if you didn't see that. It's different working in front of the camera. It's really not super functional. But it looks like a worthwhile piece to hang on to. Oh no, it broke. Did I mention that the fixed figurations like to break? Yeah. This was supposed to fit in there. And now it's broken. Thanks a lot for nothing. Frustrations. I was going to keep that and like put it on a backpack or something as a weapon holder, only like it's just proven its unreliability. I'm going to put that in the get rid of parts pile. Oh, hey, there's the alternate head to this guy. Can show off the differences between the head. I don't have a great way to make those differences on this head, except for maybe I could put some putty in there and make the visor and paint it. Especially if I take the head apart, because the head is a two-part piece in here. So I might try that. Get a white antenna or something. I don't know. Kind of have to just play it by ear, see how it goes. Obviously, do not want to swap out the head because it's going to be too big. Okay, legs. No, pop this back on there. And carefully put those on there. And put him back here because he is more or less figured out. knife in a safer spot. Legs. This is where I'm going to need some modding. This part goes on the outside. It will fit down here pretty well. Like if I ignore the foot cover. On the Perfect Gundam, I just ended up taking these off and leaving them off. And it was functional. That's just like the way it had to be for it to function. And so I'm not really sure how this one will play out. This kind of fits into itself in a way. But what really holds it together, it doesn't have like little pegs and stuff. It's just got this piece. Oops. Not that piece. This piece that wants to hold it together. It really wants to. There we go. Okay. Fairly functional. A little bit loose, but actually fairly functional. Take these off. You could probably fit the bottom foot cover still on here. But as for these, that's probably a no-go. And it might just have to be something that gets sacrificed. Okay. That worked pretty well, actually. I think maybe I could put some plastic in there somewhere to better help it hold together. I wish there was like a little notch somewhere that fit together well, but there just aren't any. It's kind of a loose deal. Doesn't look too bad though. So we're gonna try it. Gonna let that go. Let that go. Yep. I look forward to finishing those shoulders. I just don't have the materials here at the moment. I keep a lot of my parts actually upstairs and my completed figures in the war room. And when a figure gets complete, then it graduates to the war room. But the building projects are usually done upstairs because we have an upstairs living room. That way, I'm hanging out with my wife because my wife be like, "You never hang out with me." And I'm like, "Well, I'm in my war room." She's like, "I don't want to be in the war room. I've already been in the war room." So like, we put all the building stuff upstairs. And that's how I've stayed married all these years. You might hear me breathing a lot. It's because like the phone's right by my head and we've had a lot of smoke given the fires. Then, you know, breathing. If you're not breathing, it's probably because you're dead. So, take it or leave it. I'm breathing. I'll take it as a good thing. Alright, don't do it. You gotta just fall over. Just trying to impress everybody, Gundam. Work with me. Okay. So, looks like I'm going to have to abandon these, as I did on the Perfect Gundam. That's just the way it is. I think it pulls off pretty darn well, though. Figure can still turn at the waist, which is more than I can say for the fixed figuration. Head still on a ball joint. Still gotta, put in some little bits of plastic to make things fit a little better here and there. I think I can do that somewhere in the internal workings of these. And my head doesn't quite match yet. However, the grayish color on here quite well matches. And so I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like we can reach that beam saber. However, it might be better to put in a MSA beam saber just because there's this huge size difference between them. I mean, like, he can hold it, but that's the it's the gun hand. I haven't pulled out the alternate hands yet, so it might actually make sense to put one of those in there, and just drilling that out would probably work. It's a tight fit, but for the moment, I'm just going to stick that back in there. Oh, this fell off again. It's because we're just prototyping. Custom building, it's just a lot of trial and error. Some of this went well because I did it with the perfect Gundam. This backpack's not done yet. It needs to fit a little bit better, but it's actually fitting pretty darn well. Probably got these shoulders on backwards. There. Well, I'm going to stop the video here because you've already seen this weapon on. Yeah, let's do it, right? We've gone 31 minutes. Why not finish the job? Let's finish the job! Work with me. Almost there. Oh, yes. I'm about to be real happy. And there we go. I'm fairly pleased with this. It's not done yet. This is just the prototyping. Well, I have no idea if anyone actually stuck with me here to the end, or if you just fast forwarded, or, hey, blessings to you either way. Thanks for watching. A friend of mine said that I should do like a build video, so welcome to the first and possibly only build video. Tell me whether you liked this video or you're like, oh, never do this again. I don't know. I enjoyed doing it though. I'll see you guys later.